welcome to episode 24 of the Yarnniffler podcast. My name is Sam. I'm a university student from Belgium. I love to knit and crochet while I'm not studying and sometimes while I'm studying. So hi, welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time. Everything I'll be talking about today, from yarn to patterns to designers and stuff, I'll try to link down below. So if you just click the show more or the little arrow, the description box will fall down and all the show notes will be there. And if there is anything unclear, just ask me and I'll try to help you out. Send me a message, leave a comment, something like that. Okay. You can find me on Instagram as Wyffels and on Ravelry as Yarnniffler. And I think that is all the most important stuff at the beginning. So it's been 2 weeks. Today is Wednesday the 19th of April that I'm filming this. It's about 2:15 in the afternoon, and I want to tell you all about the last 2 weeks of knitting. There was a lot of knitting, some crochet as well. So here we go. First off, I don't have any finished objects today. I just don't. No problem with that, of course. I have 2 whips you have seen. One whip that was an ID that you have seen, and one whip just a small beginning you have not seen. Okay, let's start with this first one in this bag from Stephen and Penelope. This is my swatch. This is Rivaux by, I'm just checking my notes, José Paquin. I'm using 3.5mm needles. I'm making size 5. This is the back panel, and if I show you this way where this first marker is, this is how much I have knitted since you saw me last. This is maybe not completely clear, but on camera, I don't know. But these ones are two different colors, so I have done 2.5 stripes since the last time. So it's slowly but surely it is growing. I'm using Holst Coast Held Double in the color, wait, let me see, this dark gray one. So this one here is Lead. Then the one above, which is like a bluish gray, is River. Then this one is Tweed, and then I have to see I am using my swatch and my notes to know exactly. Then this blue is Kingfisher, and then this blue is Teal. So yes, there are 5 colors. This is so this will just be a summer shirt with an all over block pattern. So I'm doing intarsia. So this is like an almost mindless knit. I just have to watch out if I'm changing from one block of color to the next, that I change it and not just keep on knitting. But for the rest, I really love it. I just didn't have, like, I just didn't want to work on it this week. I've worked on it a bit. So yeah, I'll just try to do a couple of stripes a week, and then probably at one moment I will be like, no, I want to finish it and go all out. So yes, no no real deadline, but I would like to finish it, like, not like in 3 months, say, because it's getting warmer here, and this would be like a really good t-shirt to wear. So this is Holst Coast Held Double, so that's a cotton and wool blend. And yes, I have two. I'm thinking I have 2 other like summer designs, one shirt and more like the tank top I showed last time I finished, that are in the same yarn. I really like wearing it like around this time of year because it gives a little bit more warmth. So yes. Then my next work in progress is Leopard Look. So this is Leopard Look. This is what it will look like. Last time I showed you, I was, I think, halfway through the body. I have finished the body. still needs to be stuffed. I've finished the head. I've put the nose on, embroidered the little detail here, and I've put in some eyes. I still have to crochet 2 ears and sew them on, and I am halfway about through one of his legs, one of his paws. Yes. So this is going more quickly because it's like small circumference, but it's also a little bit more fiddly because it's constantly changing yarn. So it's tapestry crochet, so you're like, when you're not using the other colors, you're crocheting over them, so you need to like kind of catching floats. Maybe I can show you here on the inside. Yes, so it is very important to like do that neatly. So I'm working on this. I have a week and a half to finish this, so I am like totally not stressed. I'm just doing a bit every day. I need to do his 2 ears, but those are like small circles, so those will go pretty quickly. And then I need to do the other 3 paws and his tail, but I think this will go swiftly. So, and this is in a bag by Knitting Unicorns that I got from a collaboration with them in a kit with a homespun house. So this feels like a perfect summary bag to use at this moment. Then I have now my 2 projects you haven't seen yet, and I am just thinking, yeah, I didn't got something else, so I will just do that later on. Here we go. This is my Darren pullover by Jacqueline Cieslak. This is one of her patterns from her embody book. I am doing size 4 with just a gauge that is a bit bigger, I think, or smaller. Was it smaller? I don't know exactly anymore. With a bit of a different gauge, but it all works out. So this will be like almost negative ease to like 1 or 2 centimeters negative to 0 ease. We'll see how much it will grow in blocking. But yeah, so you can see it is just this striping. So you have a bigger red and beige stripe, and then you also have like a smaller yellow stripe. And then here at the front there is one big red stripe that is actually just like some bust shaping. So as you can see, it goes out like here, then this is in the front, and then it comes in again here until the stripe. I'm also increasing like slowly to just accommodate a little A-line shaping. So I'm doing size 4. I am using 3.5 millimeter needles, and the yarn I'm using is Alpaca Issachar 2, the leftovers from my Twist and Turns MCAL. I had a lot of leftovers, so this is like perfect to use up. I will just use up the body and then see if I can do like cap sleeve, sleeve above my elbow, 3/4 sleeve, long sleeve. I have no idea where I'll get. I'll see that when we get there. So the colors, the red color is 21, the yellow, like this yellow ochre one, is 3, and then this brown color is E8S, and this is the Eco line undyed. So this is an undyed yarn, and the other two are dyed. So yes, it went pretty quickly. There's some interesting shaping. So you first knit the back and then pick up stitches, and then you knit the front, and then you do these increases for the armhole before like picking up. So only in this red section I picked up stitches, picked up all the stitches and started knitting in the round. Like you can see here, there is a red part. So I still have to do the neckline, but I first want to finish the body because I would love to do the neckline, I thought, in yellow, but now I'm thinking I probably won't have enough yellow to do that, so I'll probably just finish, see where the body gets, then weigh how much yarn I have to decide which goes which way. So this is one you haven't seen, and I have been knitting on it a lot, definitely now, like here, because it was just go for so many centimeters and then start increasing lightly, no problem there, and then now the body is just round knitting. So most of the time in the mornings I have been reading in my book and knitting on this, so that's really nice. I'm just like, I want to finish this because this is like the perfect, this is a light fingering yarn. This is 50 alpaca wool, and I would love to like wear this around now because like it is pretty hot outside, but there's a cold wind, and I think this would be the perfect layer to wear. Yes, I think I'm hiding behind it a bit. That's not my intention, but yeah, I'm trying to show you. Just, it also has a nice drape, the fabric, and yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping to have the body finished like later this week because I'm like almost like halfway through it right now, because there is a pretty deep armhole because I did like, I like things fitted, but for my armholes they need to be big enough, definitely if you pick up stitches. So as you can see, the armhole, and then like this is coming to here, and then we need like this more. So I don't know, we'll see where we get. I want to finish the body this week, say like in the on the weekend or something, and then start the sleeves and just go zoom 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 with like my short circulars, and then I'll use the pattern to really like get the perfect fit because it's very customizable. So what I have left is I have another full ball of red. I am using my full ball of of yellow. I have a full ball of undyed, and I also found like 20 grams, 30 grams of undyed as well. And then here are the ones I am using. So this is a full ball of yellow that I've been using, and then these were also full balls of red and undyed. And these ones are definitely like, they use up twice as much yarn as this, because this is 6 rows of striping and these are 12 rows of striping. So we'll see where we'll get with this body. I'm like not opposed of maybe not using like the yellow on the cuffs at the moment, because like in the beginning also I want to use all the yarn the same. Okay, how am I gonna explain this? I want to use all the same yarn, so this is it. Okay, good. And then I was like, I was not sure about this brown color. I love it together, but I thought it would be too big. But now I really love it, and I'm thinking about maybe doing the like the ribbing and stuff in the brown and just like pull it all together. And I think like it looks very good on me. It's like a bit more autumny color, but I don't care. I really like this color and I want to wear it. So yes, I'll probably be working on this the next couple of days to just finish it together with like the leopard, because also I have a deadline on that one. And this is in the beluga, yes, the beluga bell bag by the Blue Rabbit House. That's a Belgian design maker, and like these are her these are her drawings, and then she gets them printed and sews them into project bags. Okay, and then the last pair I have are some socks. What I have been trying to do is like at night, so in the morning I wake up and I come downstairs and eat breakfast and sit and knit depending on if I have time. But at night I always read. And now I want to just like try to get in bed maybe a half hour earlier before I would otherwise, and then normally I read like 15 minutes and then go to sleep. And now is my idea, like to read at least half an hour while knitting. This is something I'm trying to like not be on my phone the whole time, and just like to really relax before going to bed. So I started some socks, and I'm almost like I'm increasing. So I'm doing this while reading, so this is like not perfect, but I'm used to knitting socks a lot, so I'm just like, this works out at the moment. And then I think I have to do 4 more rows, and then the increasing is done, and then I can just knit until I get at the heel, and there will be very long socks. So yes, the yarn I'm using is this cake. So I'm using a strand from the inside and from the outside of the ball, so they will like not be matchy exactly, but they will be pretty similar. The yarn is, let's see the label, it's Grundle Hot Socks Lazis, I think. It's the superwash yarn from Italy. So this is the one, and here you can see the striping pattern. So yes, it's like very small stripes and stuff. And this is color 4, so this is just your normal 75-25 stock yarn. So yes, I will just be using this because like my simple knitting for talking with people and like if I'm watching something with subtitles at the moment is my Darren pullover or tee, depending on where I get. So it's like not necessary to have a simple pair of socks on the go, but these ones are laying next to my bed. I am propped up against a pillow and I have a pillow in my lap, and then my book is on there or my e-reader, depending on, like I read mostly 2 books at a time depending on which book I want to read at night, and then that's what I'm doing. Yes. Okay, let me put this back. Yes. So these ones are toe up socks, just they're gonna be vanilla, no pattern, 56 stitches, and I'll probably do like, I think feels like a little bit of a thicker sock yarn, so I'll probably do just like 40 rows before increasing for gusset stitches, because you know I was trying out a couple of more gusset stitches, but now I just like need to have a long enough foot before starting my gusset increasing for my heel, and then I think everything will be fine. Okay, then I have like some acquisitions. So this is this yarn. This is Reiko by Zeeman. So this is a cotton yarn. So this is 100% recycled cotton. So yes, I really try not to buy acrylic anymore and try to be sustainable, and like I'm always a bit wary for like really cheap yarn. But this is cotton, this is recycled, and like they have like labels on it and stuff, so I presume it's right that it is recycled. So I wanted to like invest in that to show my support of recycled yarns. I think they are about a DK weight, so they're 100% cotton, both of them in 2 colors. So this is color 80 and this is color 60. So this is like a light gray and this is like a tealy, a little bit of a darker teal blue, which like I'm thinking about. I have from both of them 4 of them, like making 2 different tops with stripes, like maybe one simple one with like bigger blue stripes and smaller green stripe, bigger blue stripes and smaller gray stripes, and then switched. So yeah, we'll see. So these were both 100 grams and they are 153 meters. So I think that's in between like a DK and a worsted, but I think I will be looking at like more DK patterns, just because I want like a firm gauge for this cotton. It's like, it doesn't feel like buttery soft, but it feels soft and it doesn't feel that squeaky. Sometimes like cotton feels squeaky. So this is that's my acquisition. Then for my future knitting, I don't know really. I'll probably just be doing stuff, but one thing I'll be doing is probably knitting my dad a new hat. So he's wearing his hat. I showed it like I showed a picture of it the last time, no, not the last time, 2 times ago, like I think in episode 22, just because he was then wearing his hat. He was just at home just before I finished editing the podcast, so I could take a picture and put it in, but I didn't take a picture of him, I just laid it down. But as you could see, it was a very small hat and it's like almost perfect because he likes wearing it just on top of his ears with like the brim propped up, just because he doesn't have a lot of hair and his head gets cold, but it's still like a little bit too big. So I'm thinking of just re-knitting this pattern. So this is by Church Mouse Yarns and Tees, and this is the ribbed watch cap beanie. So let's try to show you, and we are going like for more of this style, just with not such a long brim to like very shallow watch cap. That's what we're going for, and I'm just going to use exactly that same black yarn. Once I start it, I will give you all the details, and one thing they say, you can like this, they have like a stitch repeat you need to have for the crown decreases. So I think I took out 3 of those stitch repeats the last time I did it, and now he's like just a little bit too big. So I'm thinking about maybe knitting it a little bit longer and going for 1 repeat less even. So we'll see, and that one I won't block before he puts it on, and I'll see if it's not alright. I'll just rip it out and start again. I have knitted this hat twice already, so the first time it was too big, so I ripped it out and then did less, 1 repeat less again. Like I already did a repeat less because I had a bit of a bigger yarn, and now it's still not good, so I think I will be taking out 4 repeats, but this is just a 1 by 1 ribbed hat that goes very quickly, so I have no problem with that, just going with it. And I'm just looking at a basket of yarn. I brought a lot of projects with me, just like projects, a lot of yarn with me, just to have some options when I'm here, that I don't just, because I have all my yarn normally at home. So this is my, if you're new here, this is my student room, my dorm you could say. So we live in a house with 14 people. We share a bathroom and the kitchen. For the rest we all have our room, but we also have like in the kitchen we have kind of like sitting area, a couple of couches, and we most of the time we just sit together eating and talking, and sometimes like at night somebody come knocking, are we going for a walk or going for a drink, so that's really nice. So I don't have much yarn here, so normally I just bring my projects, and then in the weekends I'm at home, so I take the projects I think I will be working on home with me, and then most of the time like half of my luggage that's not like laundry is yarn. So like clean or dirty laundry depending if I'm going home or coming here. But now I was with the car this week, so on Sunday I drove up here, so about 1.5 hours of driving, so that's not that far, but it's just easier to take the train and not having to park the car and like do all of that. So I was by car because we are having a canoe polo competition this weekend on Sunday, which is still an hour and a half drive away. So I figured it out because I have one of the first games to play, because it's like a whole day of different games. We have 4 games I think, like 2 in like the very early morning around 9, and then around 9:30, and then 2 around like 4:30 and 5. So in between that, but we need to get there with our gear, our kayak gear, because we have like different things, like the boats, the kayaks themselves are with other people, but me and a friend who also lives here, we need to get there to play in our games with all our luggage, and like it's a whole day of sports, so you have to have food with you as well. So it was like, I need a car for that. So that's why I'm here with the car. So I had my kayak gear. It's just been Easter holiday, so I was home for 2 weeks. So I had a lot of laundry with me, like my bed sheets and stuff like that. So it's easier to not have to take like an extra bag on the train with me. Then I had a couple of plans I wanted to take, and yes, I was like, oh, if I'm going by car, why not take a whole bag of just possible knitting projects. So now I have a basket full of possible knitting projects here, and I have also a lot of yarn still at home, so I can just do whatever I want. And I'm thinking about swatching for a couple of them. I think I've talked about this before, that I am somebody like, if I'm not completely sure what I want to do, is just I'll swatch for a couple of different projects and then just feel, oh, I want to do this, or if somebody asks, can you knit this for me, so I have options with me. Then it's been 2 weeks, so there are a lot of things that have happened. If you're not really interested in what I've done in my life, absolutely no problem. I hope to see you next time for a little bit more of knitting and yarn content, and a bit of crochet once the amigurumi is done. But if you're interested what I did, I'll tell you now. I turned 21, so yeah, I am. I think I can say I'm an adult now in like all of part of the world. Like in Belgium, 18 is big one, because then you can like drink alcohol and um like the stronger ones as well, and you can drive in your car. But I know in the US you have to be 21 to drink alcohol. It's like, yes, I can do that now as well. Not that I have plans exactly for that, but just like that feeling of I'm completely an adult now, which is kind of a bit scary at sometimes as well. But it was very nice. On that day, it was on Easter Monday that I turned 21, so we went to celebrate Easter at my grandma's with my two aunts and my cousins. Is it cousins? Yes, cousins. Um, then we also like had a cake with candles on it, and just like celebrated Easter and my birthday, and it was very nice. And I also had like I celebrated my birthday as well with like my other grandma and grandpa and my godmother, who is also my aunt. So they came with my cousins from that side, and we also had a lovely evening with some cake and some cookies and just, yes, some treats. It was very nice also to see family and just talk with them. Then what I have also done, I have been baking. I have taken, I think maybe if you look on Instagram, I have an my like one my saved stories. You can see what I've made. I am making gluten-free bread, so I am gluten-free. I am not allergic, but I'm intolerant. So like I can eat it, but my belly does not really um is a good friend of me at that moment. So I'll try to eat gluten-free most of the time. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I really want to eat this because it's only been 3 years. So like for most of my life I wasn't gluten-free. Those I know what it is to eat things with gluten. So sometimes I miss it and I'm like, whatever, I'll eat something, but most of the time I'll try to eat gluten-free just because it's better for my body and I feel better with it. So I have been making bread. The first time I made it, it was like, okay, just this bread mix. You just have to put in what was it? You have to put in butter, water, and yeast, and that's all. And then it came out like it should have been a big bread, and it came out like the size of a brick, and it felt like a brick, and it was okay. But I forgot to put in salt, so it was just a bit like it didn't just have a taste, and it was very like heavy. It was just not. It was not like an airy sandwich, like a sandwich loaf or something. So yeah, it was very small. And then with that same amount of flour, I've also made like, if you look on Instagram, those small round buns. Yes, that's the same amount of bread. So I found out that I need to put in xanthan gum and psyllium husk, something I've never heard about. I haven't really found it in like Belgian recipes, or I have not searched good enough, but I found some like British and American recipes where they use that, and I used one of those recipes, and I also like put a pan of water in the oven, and like the oven spring, like it like it had risen a good amount. Like normally bread rises, but if there's no gluten and all of that chemical stuff, it doesn't really, and with that it does. So I was like, oh, it has risen. And then I put it in the oven and they got really big, and there were air bubbles inside. So that was like, yes, it's airy. And like one of the things that I need to look out for is that the outside crust doesn't need to get really brown, because then it's tastes a bit burnt. But for the rest, it was very nice. I had those, and then I made like a bread that was more of like, I don't know, multi-grains. I don't know if you say it like that way. It was like a white bread and then more of a brownish, like another type of bread with another flour, and it didn't roast as much, but it worked as well. And I also made then some small buns now on Sunday morning, and then I brought them here freshly baked into the freezer. So now at night I just have to think, oh, do I need lunch tomorrow? I can just take 2 or 3 out of the bag from the freezer, and I have lunch for the whole week. So that's perfect. And yes, so that I've made. I also made gluten-free like a pie crust, extra flaky pie crust that I heard on one of the episodes of Andrea Mari I'll Knit If I Want To, and it worked. It was very good. It was not like, I think something went wrong somewhere, or I probably didn't put it in the fridge as much because we were going to eat quiche. So I don't know how you would say how it is named in English, but it's like you put in some vegetables, something, some meat or some fish, and then you put in a mixture of cream, egg, and a bit of cheese, and then you just put it in the oven in like a pie crust for 40 minutes, and then yes, it's like heavenly. And that was the first thing I made, and I, in that batch I had enough. And then I also made a cake with strawberries for my birthday with that pie crust, and it was like everybody was surprised. It was like crunchy because most of gluten-free things don't really get crunchy, and I think maybe this xanthan gum or psyllium husk I'm adding makes it crunchy. I don't know what does it, but I'm very happy with it because I like it. And also like if it's thin enough, it's very good. It is a bit hard, like it's tough to bite through, so if it's too thick it does not work, but I'm learning, and I did that, and now I don't want to bake this weekend, and I can't bake because I'm not going home because of the competition day. So it's like, okay, it has been enough, and then next week when I get home I'll just probably bake again to have stuff to take with me to here, like to Leuven, to see. Yes, but it's been very interesting, and I'm like tweaking the amounts in the recipe because I have different flour, different xanthan gum than the person from the recipe uses. So yes, I don't know what works, but I'm just like tweaking it here and there with just a couple of grams. It works really well. I'll try to link both recipes from the pie crust and the one I'm using for the bread, just so you if you're interested you can find it as well. I'm thinking what else. I'm back here, so after 2 weeks I'm back. I have school stuff to do, and I'm also working and seeing friends and going out and like having a drink at night sometimes, or just here sitting downstairs talking with people, so that's also very nice. And what I did as well, oh, on Monday I took myself out for a brunch date just by myself to a place where I got like a bagel with eggs and bacon, and then I also got some pancakes and like a bit some freshly pressed orange juice and hot chocolate, and I was just like me, and I brought my book and I was reading, and I was very calm at the cafe, so it was just like doing something for myself, and then that's it. And I also did a workshop with plants that was still in Yper, so in my hometown town. If you ever would visit, I'll link the plant shop where I did it because it's very nice. It's called Wildgroei, so like wild growth. Um, and what we did, we got a plant, we repotted it, we learned how to take care of it, if it like what's important for giving water to different kinds of plants, and how what to do with different things. And also we took a small piece of it and then like put it in water, and normally it should start growing roots in the next couple of weeks, and then I have like a whole new plant from that. And I also bought a couple of plants there, so those were with me in the car as well when I came here. um yeah, I've done a couple of stuff. I'm just like trying to enjoy myself, but also working and working for school as well, and seeing friends, and just trying to enjoy life, and not like being, I had it a bit hard with not being able to continue what I'm studying at the moment, and what I will be changing to. So now I'm just like taking it one day at a time and just trying to enjoy every day, if that is just knitting for 20 minutes or reading or just going outside for 20 minutes and going for a walk. I don't know, I'm trying stuff, I'm seeing what works, what I get happy from. And yes, okay, I think that was everything I wanted to say. I think the last bit was probably a bit random. I have a feeling that I was not really watching the camera, but I hope you still enjoyed it. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, because that really helps me reach more people, to tell them about all the yarny things and stuff. And I think that's everything to say. Hopefully, I see you in 2 weeks. Bye!